Yo, give me a lift. My shoulder's a little tweaked here.
Come. Let's go.
All right. Go. Dude, what in the gym area is that, bro?
Just two.
Are you trying to do bicep or spot me?
That was too much.
Too much, and then you have your balls all over my freaking face, bro. Like, what is this? Both hands, man. Come on, and stop doing bicep.
Okay. Come on, let's go.
Alright, this ain't working out, bro. You have the worst spot in history, man.
Come on, man. I'm out.
Hey guys, welcome to Generation Iron Podcast. We're your hosts, me, Victor Martinez, and Ehsan Farahi, Vlad Yudin, and Edwin Mejia, of course. And today's topics, who's gonna set it off?
Synthol.
Uh-oh.
I wanna talk today about such a drugs which is favorite and hated at the same time.
It's a drug or it's an oil?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a drug or
It's a I don't know, spin off of a cooking oil or something.
olive oil or
Cooking oil?
It's just spin off of some oil.
Mazola oil?
It's the oil, yeah. It's the
Canola
oil.
Just not a good oil.
It's not good oil.
Nah.
But the topics today is the Synthol.
Synthol.
So many people using and so many people asking, what's the Synthol?
It's when you inject it into your shoulders, I think.
I mean, most famously, shoulders, women in the past, glutes. I mean, men. And I think it started here, but I believe, and again, without naming names, someone in England, and then it skipped all the way to Russia, and I think they're giving them with free gym cards in Brazil, because I see a lot of Brazilians using it. I don't know why.
But wait a second, there's levels to Synthol use, right? Because
Yeah,
some
there's
people
levels.
have zero,
There
they have
is.
zero muscle,
So
and then they put Synthol in
There's levels
you
to
know?
Synthol used in different countries, I think, too.
yeah, I guess.
Levels, yeah.
I mean, you got Brazil, you got the Middle East.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the biggest
Middle
two abusers,
East,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah, Middle
Anybody from
East.
those two areas have the most Synthol.
No, that's Synthol overkill.
But Synthol is basically what? What is it? It's oil, right? Some kind of oil.
It's an oil to just put into your muscle to make it look somewhere, you know.
into your muscle
Yeah,
or into
into
your,
your
under your
muscle.
skin.
Into your muscle,
What
yeah.
do they inject it to? Like,
when you just become a lazy bastard and just can't take the time to really build the muscle, and you just put it in the muscle and it just inflates it. It's
Or you
like,
lack the genetics.
lack genetics.
But wait, what do you mean? Like you put the needle into your bicep,
You put it in the
and you just
muscle.
squeeze it in.
Exactly.
It's the worst kind of thing you can do to yourself. I mean, bad, and just bad.
But wait, some of those guys, like the guy with the bazooka arms, he has no muscle. Like, what do they inject? This looks like he has a bag, like flabbing on.
He wants
his
to
arm.
look like a Ronnie Coleman.
No, but what I'm saying, he has
So
no muscle.
It's very
to
easy, you know. You don't need
Talking
to,
about Popeye.
The Popeye,
The Russian
arms guy.
Popeye.
Russian-
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
don't
Like, he-
need- you
Russian
don't-
pop. I think he's deflated now.
Russian Popeye was in bigorexia. So we know
Yeah,
him very
exactly.
well.
Oh,
And
that's
actually,
right.
the Brazilian guy who's
he died recently. Yeah,
He was in the film Bigorexia as
Valdir,
well.
yeah.
Also died. These guys had
The Brazilian
serious
guy died?
issues.
he died recently. Yeah, he was in his 40s already.
Yeah,
Well-
Synthol, too much Synthol to kill.
But wait a second, you talking about injecting into the muscle? They have no muscle. They
Well, it
just
goes
think,
into the muscle that everybody has.
No, everyone has muscle. Everyone
Yeah.
has muscle.
because if you look at their arm, it looks like a bag flabbing. Like,
Yeah.
you know
That's
what
what
I'm
they
saying?
turn it into. They turn it into just keep injecting the site, just like the women would put it in their butts and the blood, you know, it deflates. It gets bacteria, and then it starts creating pus, infections.
infections, yeah, mostly infection
Yeah,
and
You know,
water.
but let's go back to the original Synthol use. You know, it actually started obviously with the great industry of bodybuilding because we just fucking crazy when it comes to doing shit. We turn it up.
Like professionals use it.
Professionals used it. They used enough.
Just a tiny bit,
just
right?
a tiny bit in order to just create that illusion that, you actually have a balanced physique. And a lot of great bodybuilders used it. And
Can you tell us who?
man, I'll let
Victor,
you do
you
that.
know-
I don't rat. I don't
know. I don't know.
Today we're gonna have Victor become a rat.
Oh man.
So Victor, everybody
speculations?
wants to know because everybody know you know. So
Okay.
You do
Let's
know,
just
right?
go with.
let's start with England.
Let's
Start in England. Yeah.
No, I think MD was one of the magazines that just went for the jugular when it came to seeing who used Synthol, and I think they reported. I think rest in peace, Mike Matarazzo, Flex Wheeler,
Flex Wheeler?
Wow.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Flex Wheeler is considered to be one of the best. And you say
best.
he allegedly used Synthol?
Used it. Now, the only way I can kind of think he used it, I remember because there was so many articles of him and Sean Ray going back and forth. You used it, no, you didn't. My calves are real, your calves are not. It was like, okay, he used it.
Yeah, calves and
what-
triceps for Flex Wheeler, 1999 or 1998.
Wow.
Was very questioning.
Those are very bold
X-ray your
statements.
calves and do
So-
X-rays to this.
So basically they enhance like a little bit, right? Like
They
let's say
enhance it,
to
yeah.
match. Isn't it used to matching? Like let's say one trap is like this, one's like that, so you bring up that.
Oh yeah,
right?
trap is usually one of the ones that
Anybody
who
you know
wants to
that-
waste their time on traps. It's just put some Synthol
Very
into it.
It's very dangerous to inject traps.
You
Traps.
think it's painful to inject something like that into your?
I heard there's a painful. I don't know.
So what happens? I mean, what are the biggest side effects?
I think the biggest thing is
You get big
Lots of
traps.
well, deflation. Fake look, abnormal look, goes into your bloodstream.
man.
Yeah, where does the oil go? It just stays in your.
Stay in the
It
muscle.
stays
They are
there
not
until
going
it
anywhere.
just-
No,
until it breaks down.
I've seen it
What
like
the
transfer from like a bicep to like your elbow to your back to your leg. I've seen that stuff.
That's sick.
So
So,
the question
basically, the
is-
muscle. Basically, when you injected the oil not absorbing the muscle, stay there.
Right.
So the second one, you put the top and top and top.
You got to keep doing it constantly.
I mean, you get addicted.
No, I had a client actually. I just it was so long ago, 10 years ago, and I started training him. He had used Synthol years before. By the time I started training him, he just had these lumps, and I'm like, "What is this lump?" I thought it was scar tissue from injections of tests, and
Like breast cancer
but they were
lumps?
different. They were rock hard, solid cysts. And
Where
Oh,
exactly? In his-
cysts.
where did he inject himself into?
You name it.
Everywhere.
So this is a cyst from Synthol.
From the Synthol.
Wow.
He created these cysts. He really wanted me to train him. And I said, well, the only way I could do this is you have to take those out.
How do you take it out?
He had about 15 cysts,
15.
15
That
or
has to
20.
be-
15 where I felt.
That has to be
where I could
dangerous.
touch,
Yeah, yeah.
which was his shoulders, arms. I don't know where else. he had
Glutes
it.
too?
He had a couple in his glutes. Wow. And I think he did about, out of the 15 or 20, I think he did about 9 insertions, and it's just basically a slit. The doctor takes it out. So he had a bunch of scars.
I heard a story about some girl in Miami. She got butt injections and it got infected really badly. And they told her to take it out. It's going to be like 70 grand.
That's like
a crazy
that was
story,
every other week in New York.
That's
butt
probably
injection
every
in the
month. Every
basement.
month that you hear that, yeah. So with bodybuilders, you get a lot of them do get cysts as well. Then
Anybody who injects the oil will get a cyst because it's just the oil. It's just the oil gets trapped between the muscle tissue and it's just there. It's just there. So then what starts happening after that? Hammer time. Nothing good at all.
So can you always tell, you look at the physique, that it's, even if it's a little bit, it's definitely Synthol?
You can tell. You can tell because you can't see the muscle fibers.
Yeah,
You can't see the flexion.
You can't say you
can't
can't
see
flex it,
striations.
basically.
So why are they doing it? Why? What?
Yeah, I mean,
Because bodybuilders are vain as hell, man.
as
Vain,
you
insecure,
say,
that's
we
all.
have few levels, if someone needed, for example, a little bit tiny for matched balance for left or right, it's like a lip injection, you know?
Like a lip injection.
Lip injection is tiny bit, good one is nice. But too much, they become like a two hot dog up and down, you know, talking. But it's exactly the same thing. If you need it, little bit tiny, and the same person, and the doctor has be inject you.
I don't know. Girls
tiny.
that did the lip injections, though, after a while, they could have been females, but after a while, they start looking like trannies, you know?
Who do you think is the biggest synthol abuser in bodybuilding history? Or that you know of,
Biggest
or that you know of
Synthol
today?
use in history, Greg Kovacs.
Wow.
And you got to remember, and I tell this to everybody that bodybuilds, as soon as you put any Synthol in your system,
You're done.
You're done. You're
Yeah,
done.
your career is done.
Think about something else. I don't know. Become
Yeah.
a security guard. But bodybuilding will not be your place because judges hate it.
Judges catch it, they deduct points,
They
right?
hate it, but I seen them let it slide every once in a while. And by the judges letting it slide every once in a while, whether they give you 9th out of 10 guys or whatever placing, that's what guys think they could slide.
3
Well,
years
wait a
ago,
s-
all the judges basically, Steve Weinberg,
But
they
it's not-
say Hardy Chupin has something in his shoulder.
I was just gonna say that his
and then
manager.
what happened right now? He become Mr. Olympia champion.
Maybe they let it slide. I don't know.
His manager tried to expose. He had a follow with his manager, remember? And the
Yeah.
manager put some kind of information that was injected. Like, remember that?
Yeah, I think his manager wants to be. I mean,
There you
previous
go, guys.
manager
Don't
wants to
trust
be-
your managers, okay? Keep
he wants to make he look bad. But my point is, Steve Weinberger, head judge of Mr. Olympia,
Right.
and bunch of bodybuilder, they announce that they say something is on his shoulder. But
Was this before the Olympia or after?
Before.
during
that was
the
before.
Olympia.
During the Olympia.
Oh, wait, this Olymp-
2019, 2020. That's why.
The before, yeah.
Yeah,
Before.
that's
Not
why-
when you won.
Not this
Oh,
year.
no. All right. Maybe that's why Derek Lunsford pulled out of the Arnold, because maybe he's winning it this year.
I don't know.
Because of speculations of Hadi's Synthol use. And again, Synthol, shitty, not a drug, just a bad oil.
Wait, what if you're a really hard worker, but you used a little bit of Synthol? Are you still a hard worker, or you just a Synthol head after that?
No.
I mean, what if you could build anywhere in your body? I mean, again, genetically, you're gonna have some weak parts and anything. If you're just gonna do it, I mean, what's better than Synthol? Listen, use some Esiclin, use some Nolotil.
What's that?
It's another.
Esiclin.
It's a water-based
Oil?
I believe it's water-based, not an oil. Water-based, so it breaks down and you easily extract it.
But you still inject it to enhance
It's still
the.
injected and it's just safer.
Well, I mean, look. I mean, if you're looking from the outside in, and not, let's say you're a spectator and you're looking at competitors, right? And you see all the criticism on steroid use and PEDs in bodybuilding industry as a bodybuilding pro competitor. How can you defend people that use PEDs for performance reasons on stage and criticize people for using Synthol? Because Synthol is a performance enhancer to a degree.
Yeah, because Synthol is just not even, it's not anything. I don't know. It's just you work out, you build muscle. Even though you take tests, like everybody knows, you just don't take it. You stay home, you grow. You still have to train really, really hard, you know, and maintain some sort of.
How do they get
training
away with?
schedule.
How do they get away with selling it online? Because I see like some people. I'm not gonna say names, but they sell like those things. Is it because also it's meant? It doesn't say for injection.
They sell it as
purpose.
posing oil.
Like posing.
Oh, yeah.
Posing
So
oil.
it's a gray area.
Posing oil with a rubber stopper.
I don't think Synthol has any place, any country accepted Synthol as a drug or any enhanced thing.
Because it's not a
building-
drug. You don't
it's-
get high. You don't get strung out. You just get
get
mentally
huge traps.
addicted. And
So if it's not drug or if it's not anything, it's like oil and put it in the bottle and give it.
Because
to
you can't inject it legally.
So
it's
government
oil.
or
It's like the bath salts, these smoke shops, They sell it as bath salt. You're going to take a bath with that? No, people are going to crush it, sniff it, get high, and wind up in a mental hospital. And it's another gray area because of one molecule off.
Right.
It's not banned. It's not illegal. So it's just like that. It's a lot of gray areas when it comes to anything chemical.
So I guess as long as they don't say this is for posing, it's totally fine to sell, right?
And again, internet sells everything. People can get anything.
Just like DMP on Amazon. Remember we saw DMP being sold on
Exactly.
Amazon?
There you go.
Have you ever thought to using Synthol?
Nah, never liked it. Never steered anybody to get it. Never advised anybody to get it.
Did you
When
ever?
I saw somebody that actually used it, and he said, "Look at my physique," I'm like,
You saw somebody use it?
I mean, when
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you. I mean, have you
Yeah,
ever
well-
seen anybody use it that competed
Like right
against
in
you?
front of
yeah, no, not using it at the time, but obviously clear fact that they use it when they say, "Hey, can you critique my physique?" And then they'll strip down, and I'm like,
Whoa. Not again.
"This is horrible."
Did you ever get beaten on stage by
So
anybody?
I'm
That,
judging the abs, I'm judging the quads, and I'm
Right,
ignoring the
right.
big giant cyst of shoulders they have.
let me ask you a question. Have you ever gotten beaten on stage by someone that you assumed used Synthol?
By a Synthol head.
Of course,
Really?
Wow.
yes.
How do you feel about that afterwards?
Oh,
Did you feel that they had an edge?
I mean, is it an edge? Was it a Synthol? Was it because I don't know something else? It's always something else. It definitely wasn't the edge, you know.
I mean,
so-
your area when you start competing early 2000, Marcus Roll shoulder was
Marcus Rule.
insane. And
you-
everyone,
What's,
everyone,
Yeah,
put
Marcus
the,
Rule.
everyone put the label of the Synthol on
You think he
Marcus
was
Rule.
on Synthol?
I want to ask you too.
Marcus Rule, I don't know. I mean, did I even compete with him? I don't think I
Yes.
got to.
No,
No, I don't think I got to.
not of the champion.
Oh,
No, you didn't.
no.
At the Mr. Olympia, you compete with him.
Did I?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
I have a question. What about
04.
2000, 2002,
Four.
2001.
2002 wasn't the 2002, no.
No,
No. I don't remember freaking.
he was huge. His
So you think
shoulders-
he
I think
used
04,
Synthol? You think he
if
used
anything.
Synthol? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
It's an opinion.
I think so.
They're gonna hate you for
I
this.
mean,
I mean, it's just my opinion.
I like Marcus. Leave Marcus alone, man. I like
Because
Flex,
right
too.
now,
I like
if you
all
look
these
at-
guys. Listen.
Right now, if you look at Mark Rule, he's normal guy right now.
Normal.
I mean,
I mean,
the
his normal is still most people's big, you know. So it's,
I know, but that shoulder he had in 2001, 2002, it was that shoulder is bigger than his head.
Have you guys heard about an implant?
impossible.
Like for example, you're a bodybuilder, you tear a bicep, right? And then they put a filler or implant inside.
oh, a friend of mine got calf implants.
A bodybuilder.
I mean, he liked to call himself that.
So is that acceptable? Is that acceptable, or the judges will see that?
Well, he never competed, and I think he came out in MTV Extreme or something. Came out in the episode. I told
The
him,
good old
"Nah."
MTV days.
No, but I'm like, hey, let's do calves. He does like 2 sets. I'm good. I'm like, he told
Will
me.
the judges see it, implants and take points off of it, or is it how do they look? How do they look, by the way? They look normal, or
I mean, not the kind of calves I wanted. They were just they just looked,
blobs?
no, just round but no real shape. They had no real
And if he
shape.
flexes it, he wouldn't flex.
No, there's no flexion.
You can't flex it.
No, yeah,
You
it's just a balloon in there.
It's
you know?
crazy.
It's like trying to flex a, boob implant, a woman. I don't know. I didn't touch it or anything. It was just the calves.
Don't
that-
touch, bro. Don't touch.
No, I'm like,
Speaking of touching, you had a topic you wanted to discuss.
what's that? No, we were gonna go on relationships.
Yes, relationships.
Well, actually,
Speaking of-
you like. Well, obviously, you don't like calf implants, but do you like breast implants?
Breast implants. I mean, if they look good, I mean, why not? I mean, they just kind of just there.
It's an
you know?
enhancement.
I mean, you
so-
start
but it does
off-
help, right, for bikini models and female competitors.
Yeah, breasts are good. Guys
that
are-
helps someone stay.
Don't
there.
most bikini competitors have implants?
Mostly has it.
Most, right?
Yeah.
Most.
99% has.
I mean, and the ones that win
pretty much all
Olympia
of
that I've seen only have them, right?
Well, I always say this: when you're younger, you start off as a boob guy. As you get older, you become a butt man.
You like fake? Do you like fake butts?
Fake But do I like them? Have I been around them? Yes, I have.
You cannot slap it.
Well, you are Dominican, of course.
I don't know. I always say, if you're gonna judge a woman, if you're gonna be with a woman, I say go by the number of surgeries they have. If they have one, it's not that bad. Go try her out.
Right.
Once you go after 2, 3, then you're gonna have some problems down the line, because it's the insecurity level becomes higher, I believe.
So when it
based on the number of surgeries.
When it comes to being a bodybuilder and having a woman, what are some of the challenges?
Being consistent, man. I think guys lose the way, right? Mm-hmm. They lose their way, wine and dine. They go for the hunt, even though there's not much hunt right now in social media. It's just a like, and pay, and you kind of so the hunt is gone. But if you do have this girl that you actually are going after, and the approach and really romancing her and all that. And I think after a while with the bodybuilders, we get a little lost in that and we forget it. Why? Because we get busy with ourselves.
Right.
Getting in shape, staying in shape, training. But
so would you say it's important to have someone that's in your lifestyle, that understands your lifestyle?
You can still be in the same lifestyle, but don't forget how everything started. Always go back to that. And it happens to all of us.
So if you have a girl, let's say, because a lot of these bodybuilding, no judge, right? No judging. There's no judgment-free zone here.
Yes.
A lot of women in
a lot of bodybuilders, though.
a lot of women in bodybuilding are doing OnlyFans too now, right? So you see a lot of that, whether it's nude or not, I don't know. But a lot of them, I would say, they have
You gotta pay and find out.
They have a very discreet link, right? Which is kind of like a link tree, but it's not. And then you click on it, and then there's another link that brings to another link, which is OnlyFans. So what do you? Are you in support of that? Is that something you think a lot of people in bodybuilding men?
I don't support it when my friends send it to me for free from Reddit. I'm like, I'm not gonna support. It's just another cooch, another bud. It's like, all right. I mean, I thought you were decent, and it's just like, next girl.
It's almost as if it's so. It's not in a way. It's like so saturated where like you're so immune to seeing the single, so many like good-looking, beautiful women, but with similar.
I think
looks,
attraction has to also go with the class,
Right.
But then again, men are so freaking easy.
Right.
Women wear less. They actually think they're better now. It's like, no, they're not better. They're just wearing less. They look better because you're seeing more skin.
Right.
This guy is like, whoa, look at this girl. I'm like, dude, that's the same girl that wore sweatpants in a sweatshirt last year that used to look how busted she looks. I'm like, she still has the same face. Look, he goes, oh shit, it does.
Yeah, because now you have.
It does,
It's
so
crazy.
wear less, it becomes a trap.
Well, I mean, so you think about Synthol, you think about all these things in relationships, and you realize that everybody's trying to do some sort of enhancement, and you have all these filters on social media.
Yeah.
Everybody. I think, and it has to do with social media because now your world got wider and bigger. Now you see a girl in South Cambodia that looks hot, that you never knew that she was there.
It's very true. All of a sudden, your algorithm thinks South Cambodia women.
I look in Siberia,
So you mentioned off camera. You mentioned the kids come up to you and ask you questions in the gym, right? What are some of the things they ask?
I think kids are overloaded now with all these girls and so much, things that we had to wait for a while to kind of. Get the girl and then be with the girl. So these guys are getting so much ass right now that they just overwhelmed and they get so excited. And on top of that, they're using juice. So one of the things that's a question I'm getting asked is, and again, not saying who asked it, but it's a common question is, what do you do for premature ejaculation? Like what? Man.
It's a big topic.
Having that issue, simple advice I gave them is like, listen, just unload it before you see her. You're young enough to, regroup, and really be good, once you see her.
That's the best advice, probably.
Yeah. That's the best, most natural advice, Now let's go back when I first started. We used to, do some other extreme stuff.
What'd you do?
There was stud. I don't know, guys who never know this. It's
What's
actually
that?
still in stores, you know. It's actually
What's a
still in
stud?
smoke shops. Smoke shops were like the sex pit, you know. And, you know, they had the magazines, they had everything.
So what's the stud? What is it?
Oh man, it started. It was a spray that you basically, you know, desensitizes you. You become less sensitive. You know, now if you're an older guy and you use stud, your shit's just gonna go to sleep.
You can't get it up. Man.
You can't get it on.
Don't use stud.
So you won't be a stud anymore. You know?
Definitely not a stud.
Yeah. So I mean, you had the stud. You had I mean, Best Remedy Natural is you know, just release before you go. Another good one. I mean, you can smoke. You know, it's legal now. You know, you can smoke.
Smoke is hot.
But you know, I'm not promoting drugs, people. But
What type of smoke? Cigarette?
no,
No.
little weed,
Weed?
little Buddha, little hash, a little yak. No. Again, it's just the overexcitement of guys being young, and then the other issue is being on testosterone. Because
At the Middle East, they're using opium.
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 Well, that's too extreme. It's not worth.
And
That's
it's
not
very
worth
cheap
it.
over there. It's over there. It's very cheap, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
opium. Where's that? Well,
In the Middle East, they use opium. It's actually work.
yeah,
Very well.
opium. I remember. I think the British used opium to conquer countries. You know, back in the days without
Opium wars.
Opium wars, man.
We're going to a completely different.
I know.
territory.
Different.
What's going on?
Yeah, we're going back to relationship, guys. Sorry. Yeah, so relationships is just
You stud if you have to.
basically just take pride in your woman the same way you did the first days to the middle days to your, you know,
End
end of
days.
days. It's just
Why do you think there's so many breakups in bodybuilding overall? I mean, you know, it's easy for us to observe it because we're in the fitness industry. Every time we do, I'll be honest, every time we produce a movie, it's on, for instance, I mean, 9 out of 10 times a person ends up broken up. I hate to say that's the truth, but it's unfortunately been the case in all the films that we've done over the years.
Well, being
and in
easily
bodybuilding as
swayed.
well. We see it on social media. You know, one day they're together, one day not. I mean, of course, it's just life, but I think the lifestyle is very, very different for a relationship in this type of environment, you know, in bodybuilding, fitness, strength sports.
it's a fucking meat market. That's
Oh,
what it is.
right.
It's a meat market.
There's a lot of,
It's-
yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
meat
yeah.
market.
Yeah, you see her like, you know, yeah. You see like a relationship like they're
You know,
married
see
one
guys
day.
going to the gym with freaking white vests or white.
Right.
White.
A lot of temptation, you're saying, right?
It's too much, and it's again the less effort. You know, it's like you used to go to the gym. I remember. I can't even remember last time I saw a girl. You know, sit like this. You know, now girls like this. You know. When's your next set? Can I jump in? And camels are running wild in the USA.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think that social media's effect in society is not just the bodybuilding community. If you look at the around, I mean, none of them go to gym. Because of the social media, the one girl see a one guy, six-pack, good looking, and the exact opposite, the woman see
Yeah.
the guy in the social media, they want that, you know. They see if they broke up, they go out of this relationship, can catch or
Yes.
find that person in
A lot of rebounds.
in the meat market.
Yeah, the meat market.
So
Meat
they don't
market.
know meat market. Meat market is done.
Well, you know,
everyone has own meat, you know.
well, people like putting their business on social media.
Right. That's what it is.
You know,
yeah.
so you
matter
break
what,
up with
you
a
just put it
girl, and then they put a quote. It's like your life may have ended, but it's it's just the beginning. And next thing you know, you got like 10 girls, and you probably that day you break up, you like 100 pictures. Out of that 100, 10 will come back. It's like, you okay? You know, so your options are
You
always
will-
there.
So you're saying they post it to try to see if they can get some sort of
It's
attention.
that fish, you know.
Yep.
You know,
Wow, that makes a lot of
it's
sense.
that whole fish. They post the drama.
Makes a lot of sense.
They spill their whole guts out on social media. In reality, nobody really cares. And everybody's just a bunch of horny toes. So they never had that time of just them on their own. You don't have
They jump.
They
All.
jump.
Would you be upset if your girl, for example, it's a question for everybody. If your girl like let's say she goes on Instagram and you can see like when somebody likes a picture, and she liked the picture of another guy with no shirt on, anybody be upset about it or no?
I mean, you're gonna look for it, you're gonna follow, you're gonna be investigating. There's always gonna be a like or something. I don't think I set myself up like that.
You wouldn't even check.
You know, no, I don't check, but
No,
you know, I mean, if you're gonna like a picture, I tell a
I
guy.
don't care either. I don't give a shit.
You don't
either.
care?
No.
Well, a friend of mine, you know, his wife got at him, you know, oh my gosh, you freaking yelled at me because I liked the picture. I'm like, next time just blink twice, man. You don't have to double tap, you know, just blink. You know, you like it, look, move on.
guess,
You know, you're sending out a smoke signal.
I think that if you
basically,
have
when
those
do
type of
that.
relationship
true.
problems, I think those are very you have a very
Insecurities.
fragile
Insecurity.
relationship,
Yes.
in my opinion. Because if you're dealing with issues like that, imagine when real problems start to happen.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
you know what I mean?
But
I
then
don't know.
liking shouldn't be also, if you like something, it shouldn't be like you're thirsty, you know?
Right.
You know, so then people translate it as that now. It's like you're walking on eggshells every day now.
Yeah.
You know, tell somebody, yeah, you look like playing around, and now they take that literal. You know, if you're doing a show or anything, you tell them, oh, you look like shit. A month out, we used to hear that. What do? We used to train harder. Now somebody says that
Motivation.
you crushed them. They already want to drop out of the show and everything.
But we
Good
have
stuff.
two group of the people after broke up the relationship.
They stalk them.
One of them go to the gym and work out very hard.
Motivation.
One of them sitting in the home
Depressed.
and eating, depressing. It's
very true.
No, I think the depressed doesn't
The
The
have
first one
anymore.
is better. That's the way you should.
I mean,
No, everybody works out now because everybody goes, I'm free, so now I'm going back on the market, and they start training hard.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
the way
like,
to do it.
Yeah.
boys usually go to the gym. Girls sitting in the home and eating chocolate.
All right, guys. So basically, if you think your girl doesn't look good, she's overweight, break up with her for about 4 months.
See what happens.
And then get back around to her. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for Generation Iron podcast. Hope you like this episode. Tune in next week. Don't forget to follow us, like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Want to listen to our other episodes? Please tune in to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. See you next week.